Hey there, this is Jenny from Southern Savers. Glad to have you guys join me tonight. We are planning to go back to kind of the basics of couponing and getting started, just to help everyone who's kind of sort of in that lost, overwhelmed mode. But I'm always cool with going wherever you guys have questions as well. So if you're watching this on Southern Savers through just the post that's at the top of the page, you do have to click through to Google Plus so that you can ask questions. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, if you still click through in the little pop-up that comes up that says interact on Google+, you'll be able to go straight to questions if you don't want to listen to the whole 1 hour hangout. But we'll be here till 9:30 and hopefully we'll get everybody's questions answered. While you guys leave questions, and some of you already have, there are lots in there, which is awesome. I do want to hit the two key basics of what in the world we're trying to do to save the most on our groceries. And hopefully you already know these, but if not, this is like the bread and butter of it all. And if you don't have this part, you never really will see the savings that some of us are seeing. So the first big key part is that we only want to buy an item when it's on sale, and I mean a real sale, of at least 40% off or more. If it's not to that point, it's not the time to buy it. We will see it go, most every item, to that 40% off sale. Now there's some exceptions. You already know some of our really high priced brands. I may not see Tide go on sale 40% off, but with promotions, with coupons, I can definitely get it at least 40% off after the coupon. There are gonna be some brands that we have to be okay with kind of the after coupon price being 40%, but pretty much probably 90% of the store, it's gonna be on sale 40% off. You haven't even used the coupon yet. That's the time to grab these products. And this is most of the store. So if you're gluten-free or you're organic, this applies to you too. Your products still have a sale, and we still want to grab them when they're on that sale. To give you an example, cereal, every time you go down the cereal aisle, it's going to be a different price. That's just how cereal works. This week, it may be $3 a box, and next week it's $3.50, and the week after that, it comes down to $2.75. At some point, it's going to hit its lowest price, which is about 50% off. And that's the week I want to grab it. That's the week I want to use my coupon. So I want to learn for the items that I buy, what is the best price to buy them at. If you're brand new and you're kind of feeling helpless and I don't know what the good price is and I don't know when to grab it, this is where I urge you to try out the item search that's on Southern Savers. So head to Southern Savers. On the top right sidebar of the site, you'll see a big blue button that says search by item or brand. Click that and then search for whatever you're looking for, and you'll see a date box. Put in a date of even a month ago. So search for Tide and put in a date of a month ago. It's going to show you every sale we've seen on Tide in your area for the last month. So it's historical. It also will show you, if you don't put in a date, all the current sales on Tide. But looking at the historical data, I can quickly tell, oh, wow, okay, we've seen Tide go as low as $1.65 a bottle. That's the price I want to aim for. So it just kind of helps you to see what are the best prices on all of the products that we regularly purchase. So use that to kind of create your own little historical buy price. There is a printable buy price list as well that's on the Learn to Coupon page on Southern Savers. So you can take kind of my historical prices already all in one spreadsheet if you wanted to go that route. So we've got that it's on sale. The other half of the very important equation is that when I see this really, really amazing price, I want to get enough, and I want to get enough to last me 6 weeks. So I see that cereal is super cheap today. After coupons, it's going to cost maybe even 80 cents a box. I need to get enough of that cereal to last me 8 weeks. That is not 35 boxes, by the way. That is probably 3 or 4. You may eat a cereal in your house, but you probably still don't eat the same kind of cereal every morning. So I don't need 97 boxes of this type of cereal. I need a few of these and a few of these and a few of these, and that's a blessing there because every week different cereals are on sale. But I do want to get 6 weeks of items that I will use when they are a great price. To give you an example, it's kind of a high quantity example. My husband and I, every Sunday night, we put our kids in bed and we sit down and we eat Chinese. It's usually like a P.F. Chang's frozen dinner. And about 6 weeks ago, P.F. Chang's was as cheap as $4.99 a bag, which is half price. They're usually like $8.99, $9.99 for these 2 entree, the meat's already in it, little bags. So I bought 9 of them the last time they were on sale, and we just used the last one this past Sunday night. And guess what? You open up the Publix ad today, and they're back on sale, and after coupons, they will be $4.99 again. I don't think we have ever timed it as precisely as we did, but that's exactly how it's supposed to work, so that you buy enough to last you 6 weeks, and then they come back on sale again, and you rejoice that you can have your food and only pay that sale price. It's like you have played the game well if you can get it to work out exactly like that. And that's the big concept. I haven't even really used coupons there. I just bought it at its best price, and I bought enough of it to get me through until it's back on sale again. And as long as we do that, we're saving a ton of money. We throw in the coupons on top of that, and you're gonna get some items completely free, but that's kind of the basics of how to do all of this. Now I'm gonna hit some of your questions, and then we'll come back and cover more if we run out of questions. But hopefully for some of you, that was something that was either a good refresher or it was completely new. Hopefully that helps somebody. So Jennifer asks, what are good prices to beat the grocery store per pound at farmers markets for common fruits and vegetables, such as apples, pears, berries, etc.? Jennifer, I'm gonna push you to pull up a website. So go to http:// or write this down, I guess, http:// so.svrs.me/market. So it's a shortened Southern Savers link, so.svrs.me/market. And if you go there, you will see a report from the federal market that's in Columbia, South Carolina. There are 19 federal markets in the in the U.S., and Columbia, Miami, and Atlanta are the only 3 in the entire Southeast. It doesn't really matter which one you pull up. That report is going to tell you today what's at the farmer's market and how much it's being sold for, and it's very like cut and dry. The federal market isn't really a bartering situation. This is how much the farmers are getting paid by the grocery stores and even by the USDA, who is buying this produce in bulk and giving it to food pantries and schools and all kinds of other organizations. So for you, if I'm headed to the farmer's market, I want to pull that report so that I can then know exactly how much this vegetable is going for. Because when I go to the farmer's market, I'm shopping from either one of 2 people. I'm shopping directly from a farmer, or I'm shopping from a man who bought from the farmer early this morning and is reselling to me. So this way, I've got the list of exactly what they paid or would have been paid, and I can kind of barter down at least close to that price. So if I know, you know what, right now cantaloupes, the going price is like $1.50 a cantaloupe in the farmer's market. I know how much to barter for, but I definitely know how much I'm not going to pay in the grocery store. Cantaloupes are on sale this week for $2.80 a piece. It's almost twice the price that you would get if you went to the farmer's market. So I love the question, and hopefully that printout report, it changes every single day at like 8 a.m. You just keep the same URL, that so.savers.me/market URL, and you're good. You'll always have the current report up. Do I prepare our own freezer meals? And if so, do I find prepped raw ingredients or fully cooked? Just reheat meals to be easier, and what's the best method you found for storing them, plastic containers or Ziploc bags, etc. I have in the past done freezer meals. I'm not always so great at them as I would love to be. The plastic bags have worked the best for us, though if you have a problem of leaving them in there too long, which we had a few that just kind of got left, the plastic bags long term, it can be really tricky to tell what's in there if you don't label them right, and they really don't keep things as fresh. So we now have a vacuum sealer, and that's probably the way that I would go at this point, is just putting it on the marinate setting, having a vacuum sealer that can handle liquids so that it doesn't try to suck them all out, and trying to seal it for more long term, just because that was our biggest problem when we made a ton of freezer meals, was that some of them they just got left in there way too long until they were completely unrecognizable. Now, I don't do a ton of freezer cooking at this point because it just wasn't really working for us. We tend to eat a lot of fresh vegetables, a meat, and a starch. We eat very basic meals. Ever since my husband went gluten-free, it made some of these more prepped casserole, stick in the freezer meals really not an option for us. But what I do have is in the freezer bags of ground beef that I try to keep browned and ready to go, bags of cut fresh onion and fresh green pepper that just went straight in the freezer, cut and ready to go. So if recipes call for some of these ingredients, I don't have to spend the time chopping an onion or chopping up a green pepper, ground beef. There are a few other things that we've kept in the past as well. None of them, of course, are coming to mind. So I'm not necessarily a meal person. I'm more of the ingredient person to help just speed up cooking time. But lots of things work for different people. So that's just for us. I saw that Zaycon increased their chicken prices recently, citing extremely short supplies, and the beef and pork markets have now pushed into the chicken market. Do you have any insight into potential meat prices that we'll see this fall? I have to say it's only going to go up. You don't see cows and pigs and whatnot really go to market in winter because they're not gaining weight in winter. If I'm a farmer, I want to send my animals to market at their peak weight because that I make more money. I get paid by the pound. So any shortages that we see now in a market will only increase as we go into the winter. What I would tell you on that is that if you're able to buy in bulk now from Zaycon, from a restaurant supply store. So in my area, we have a US Foods chef store. I love them. If you have a restaurant supply store in your area, most of them require a tax ID number. US Foods chef store does not, but some will. Some will require that you have a tax ID number, which really anybody can get. I would recommend that you go in there, that you buy your meat in bulk. I mean, this is kind of like buying gold right now in a sense. Let's go ahead and grab it while it's low. And let's see, I mean, budget-wise, don't do this if you can't afford it, but let's see if we can put up enough meat to almost get us through the next 3 or 4 months, if you could, until we can get to the spring. Once the spring hits, we'll start to see more come to market and the supply open back up, but it's not going to get any better this winter. And that is a hard one for folks to accept, but beef prices have gone up almost 40% this year alone. So most people are kind of done with beef. Beef is out. We wanted a beef roast for lunch this past Sunday, and looking at the price of like $21 for a beef roast of 3 pounds, like you near about just fall over in the grocery store. You can't do that. People are getting creative, and they're going to have to get more creative by the end of the winter if they're not really prepared for those price increases. Elizabeth's got a coupon question. So how do we choose which coupons to buy online that will save the most money, and what are the sites to order coupons from? Well, it depends first whether or not you want whole inserts, so the entire insert that came in a paper, or you want individual coupons. Whole inserts, I would push you to SundayCouponInserts.com. It's a company I use. I have a standing subscription with them. So they just come straight to my mailbox. I get Sunday's coupons the next Wednesday. So I have to wait a couple days to get my Sunday paper. But this way I can get the Atlanta Journal coupons in Columbia, South Carolina. The Columbia paper is great and all, but it's really expensive during football season. I don't even care about the Columbia football teams, and the coupons really aren't that great. So this way I've got a bigger city's set of coupons, exact same price as I would have paid for my local paper. I'm not out a dime. I'd rather have a bigger city's paper. So there's always that option, which is SundayCouponInserts.com. If you're wanting them cut and already set and ready to go, I would tell you it's not necessarily which coupons in particular to buy. It's really the products that you're going to use. You know, if you have a dog and you see a great $2.50 off Kibbles and Bits coupon, let's go ahead and grab that. Let's get 10 of them if your dog will eat that kind of dog food. And that's where I would push you to a site where they're already cut. One that I've used in the past is thecouponclippers.com. And you have to put the in there or you don't end up in the right place. But thecouponclippers.com. And there are a number of others that do this as well. Even folks on eBay that will sell individual coupons. But generally, they're kind of all about the same in price. For me, I like the coupon clippers because I can sit there, I have a cart, I'm putting in all the various ones that I want, and they all come in the same envelope, cut and ready. They're pretty fast as well. They're out of Orlando, so it usually takes maybe 3 days, and the coupons are in my mailbox. So those are the two main sites that I would push you to. Brian has a tip for us to save on meats. Head to your supermarket early in the morning, and a lot of supermarkets will slash prices on short-dated meats, 50 to 75% off, and you can use your food saver and freeze it. Use it within 2 days if you don't freeze it, and that'll save you a lot of money on beef. That is a great tip. Find out when your meat markdown days are as well, in case they don't do early morning slashes. Like Kroger's in my area, it's on Mondays. Bilo's, it's on Thursdays. You just need to talk to the meat manager in your store. Heads up, if you're a Publix shopper, Publix does not mark down meat. Instead, what they do is they regrind it and they turn it into Publix market ground beef. You'll find that right in front of the butcher's window in Publix, and it's usually a good $1 to $1.50 a pound cheaper than normal ground chuck. So find that market ground beef. You never know what it was before. So look for ground beef that's really, really red and doesn't have a lot of white. And you're gonna have some lean ground beef that was probably a lean roast or something like that that just got reground. And you just saved $1.50 off of ground beef. So that's a good buy. Also, a tip that I got when I was up in Charlotte this weekend for Harris Teeter folks, always head to the butcher section at Harris Teeter and buy your chicken directly from the man at the butcher window, because boneless, skinless chicken breasts from the butcher window in most Harris Teeters is $1.99 a pound every day of the week. Not necessarily a sale price for them, but it's an everyday price. From the butcher window, it's the same chicken that over here is in a package that sometimes could be upwards of $4 a pound at Harris Teeter. So that was a fun tip to learn as well if you are in either of those stores. How do you recommend getting multiples of coupons? I can't afford to go out and buy a bunch of the same newspaper every Sunday. So Kyle, there are a couple options here. One would be to kind of try to save up if you can to be able to get multiple papers. For me, the standing subscription that we have technically sends us 4. I don't need 4, so I can just split that cost right in half. I pay $4.50 a week, and I end up with 2 papers versus the $9 for the 4. Someone else pays the other $4.50. So it's kind of a way to save and at least getting 2 papers. But other ways to get more could be just finding some folks to trade with you, being part of a trader's board. There's one that's on Southern Savers so that you can sit there and say, hey, I want that Kibbles and Bits coupon. Does anybody have extra? I'll gladly trade all of these cat food coupons or whatever it is that you have extra of. And then the other one would be to go to printables. So I don't need a ton of Sunday inserts because there are a ton of coupons that you can print. You know, especially like think about cereal and things like that. There are probably more printable coupons than there are coupons that were in the paper. Always going that route and kind of just being ready for the latest printables when they come out. .com, they put out new printable coupons every day. Coupons.com puts out new coupons the first of the month. So we're coming up this Wednesday, whole new batch. On that note, anything that's on coupons.com today could be going away. There are about 160 coupons that will expire or end being available tomorrow night. So if you wanted any of them, now's a great time to print them. They're still good for 30 days. But that's where I would push you, is maybe we don't focus solely on the newspaper. You get one newspaper, that's all we can afford, and we supplement with a whole bunch of printables and try to join a traders group if you can as well. When shopping at Ingles, the amount that you have to buy for doubles is that before coupons. I usually buy enough to not worry about it, but had to do a small trip today and wasn't sure. You know, Phoebe, I have to confess that I'm not a regular Ingles shopper, but to my best knowledge, I want to say it is $10 before coupons will allow 3 coupons to double. And the reason for that is that they're going to get reimbursed for those coupons. So most stores consider it to always be the sale price. Sale price will allow 3 coupons to double. So it's before. What's the best way to organize coupons? I have paper clipped them by type, dairy, frozen goods, or dry goods, but I still spend too much time searching for the coupons in the store. I take them out by store before I go shopping to try to save time in the store. So Heather, this is a tricky one and kind of can be long. We actually did a whole Google Hangout just on organization one time. There are a number of options, and for a more in-depth answer, I would push you to the Southern Savers YouTube page because I've done at least 4 videos just on organization. But time-saving manner, I would push you to try an accordion filing system. The insole is to take the whole insert from the Sunday paper, write the date really huge on the front of your insert, and you're going to put it all in one accordion file pocket, and then put all the inserts for next Sunday in the next pocket and the next Sunday in the pocket behind that. Most accordion files come in 2 sizes, a 7 or a 13. So get a 13 pocket file full, hold 3 months. Now when I'm getting ready for the store, I'm going to print my shopping list. If it tells me one from the SS824, go and find 824 and cut. I told you to cut. So for me, I print my shopping list, cut my coupons. I can usually be done gathering all of my coupons in about 45 minutes and then head to the store. And one thing I also do is, now let's pretend this is my shopping list. This is a lot of things right now. On the shopping list, if it told me to buy, you know, and here are all the coupons below it, well, if I had 3 of those coupons, each required buying 2 bottles, then I'm next to it. So I know exactly on my shopping list by 6 Pantines, by 4 butters, by whatever it is, all the way down based on how many coupons I have. For me, never in the store do I really have to touch the coupons because the shopping list tells me exactly what to buy and how many of them to buy. I will, on a really big trip, pull over once and just go through them one last time to pull out any for things that they were out of, or I changed my mind, or whatever the case may be, just so I'm not handing the cashier a bunch of coupons we didn't use. But in the store, I'm just a normal person with a normal list. So we may be in the store for about 30 minutes, depending on how much we're buying. It took us about 45 minutes to get ready, but all of that will probably save about 100 to 120. So well worth the 45 minutes to get ready. And to me, that's a lot faster than taking the 45 minutes just to cut them. You haven't even gone through and pulled them for the store, but you just got them organized. I like only dealing with what I want to use today for today's trip. Let's see, I think I missed the other part of your question, Brian. Maybe I didn't. What I see at the top is I almost missed it. I was getting Plus Up rewards at Rite Aid, but I don't know what the rest of that went to. Maybe you can help me, fill me in on the rest of that. Brooke asks, I'm not getting many coupons from the CVS Coupon Center. I just started shopping there about 2 weeks ago. Do I get more coupons as I shop more, or is there something wrong? And at my CVS, the Coupon Center won't print more coupons on the second try. Brooke, it actually, if you're brand new, like if this is a brand new card for you, or it's been eons since the last time you shopped there, it does take about 3 to 4 weeks until your card kind of activates and starts giving you a ton. But also make sure that you've gone online, created a My CVS online account, and signed up for the Beauty Club. And the Beauty Club gives you extra savings. You earn 5 extra care bucks for every $50 that you spend, but it also gives you more coupons at the Coupon Center. So you'll get a whole bunch of cosmetic coupons and facial care coupons and whatnot that not everybody else gets. So you wanna make sure you're part of the program to kind of increase your savings twofold, get the extra care buck, get the extra coupons, but do give it at least 3 to 4 weeks before you give up on that card. And ever kind of wakes up, if it's a really old card that you're just kind of starting to use again because it's been a really long time, it may mean that you need to get a new one. So if after 4 weeks the card never turns on and gives you good stuff, just go to the cashier and say, hey, I need a CVS card. Don't link your old to your new. Start all over with a brand new card and give that one 3 to 4 weeks and it will activate. But hopefully just waiting on the one you have right now will do the trick. When I have a rain check at CVS for a large amount of items, how can I get an order sent to store for those items so I don't have to wait for them to stock the shelves again? Or can they not order in for me at all? Amber, they actually can't order in for you at all. CVS doesn't even have control over how much comes for their store. It's kind of sort of strange, but their ordering system is based off of their sales on that product the previous year. So in other words, if your store never sold a Christmas tree at all last year, they will not get any Christmas trees this year. Not like that's going to have a huge impact on you, but it's just an example. So they have no control over what kind of supply they have. Rain check wise though, keep in mind that CVS rain checks never expire. So hold tight to it and just wait. And rather than getting frustrated that it's not coming back within a week or two, you could wait months if you wanted to, and your coupons may expire, but you'll have new coupons come along. You can pair those new coupons with the rain check and still have pretty much the same deal most of the time. But that's kind of the best we can do. If, I don't know, like it's also tricky with CVS depending on what your rain check is for, is they can write you a rain check for 4 or 5 of an item, but if the deal was printing an extra care buck with it, you're still gonna be limited to however many the original limit of the extra care buck was. So for most of my CVS rain checks, they're really only good for 1 or 2 items because I'm not in there for items that don't print extra care bucks. I really just want the top deals in CVS. And those all have limits. They have limits of 1 or 2 most of the time. I can only get 2. If I tried to buy a third one, even with the rain check, not gonna get a third extra care buck. So keep that in mind depending on what it is that you're trying to grab. When do I use specific coupons? I use pasta coupons to get it 50 cents a box, but now there's a sale that would have given it to me for 17 cents a box. How do I know the exact best time to use the coupons? Is it like playing the stock market? It kind of can feel that way. I would tell you, Brian, the best thing to do is that this kind of goes back to that price list point for you. And you just say, you know what? 50 cents is way too high for pasta and I'm not doing it. I will wait until it's lower. For me, pasta needs to be 25 cents or less. I'm not gonna jump on a pasta sale unless it is 25 cents or less. And if I see one that's 35 or 45, I kind of know it's gonna go lower. So that's where having that price list, whether it's written down or in your head, however you can run with that, is going to be a huge saver frustration-wise when you then come back and find it lower in 2 more weeks. 50 cents is still a good price if you think about it compared to the regular price for pasta. And so that's why it would still be on like a Southern Savers list. It's just not the cheapest price in a 6-week period of time. So that's where you can get a little bit more kind of stingy, I guess, with what you put on your list or don't put on your list each week once you learn those prices. We just bought an upright freezer to help save money by stocking up on meats and fruits and vegetables and breads. Do you have any experiences with freezing gallons of milk or orange juice? Yes, both. We freeze milk all the time in our house. It's super easy. If you've never done it before, you don't have to take anything out. If you search, some people will say, oh, remove 1/4 of a cup. Oh, don't remove anything. I've never had a gallon of milk bust, and I have frozen a lot of milk in my days. What we do as I put the milk in the freezer, count the number of days that you have left until it expires. So let's pretend that today is the 1st of October. I have milk that's going to expire on the 11th of October. I have 11 more days until it expires. I write in 11 on the gallon of milk. That's telling you I'm basically freezing time. And from today, I have 11 days until it expires. Then when we pull out our milk, pull out at night. Some people cringe at this. Believe me, it's just fine, and we've never gotten sick. We pull it out at night, and I put it in the kitchen sink. I leave it in the kitchen sink overnight. Do not worry. It is never going to become room temperature. When you wake up in the morning, it will still be solid in the middle. So then in the morning, take it and put it straight in the fridge. And let it finish thawing by dinner time the next night. So it's going to take 24 hours. In other words, by dinner time the next night, it will be completely ready to drink. If it was whole milk, you're going to need to shake it. It will probably settle a little bit in this whole process, but nobody will notice or care. It won't taste any different. And then once I pull it out, I need to go ahead and put a new date on it, because that 11 is not going to help you. You're never going to remember when you pulled it out. So go ahead and figure out what 11 days is from the day that you pull it out and write a new expiration date on the gallon of milk, and you're good to go. Orange juice, I don't need to worry about the expiration date quite so bad, but it follows the same pattern. It just needs a lot more shaking than milk does to get it to kind of not be separated. Is it true that CVS gives you a percentage back of your yearly total spending in extra care bucks? Yes, they do. They give you back 2%. It's not really that exciting though. And I would actually urge you to think of these as like demerits, because our goal is to go into CVS and to pay nothing. Our goal is to use their extra care bucks to buy more things that print more extra care bucks and so on and so forth, and not really ever pay in US currency. And that's what they're tracking you, is how much you've paid in real money. And you get 2% back on that. So for me, I may get 50 cents in a quarterly extra care buck. And so it's not yearly, it actually comes every quarter, January 1st, April 1st, September 1st, I don't know, I get confused there, and so on. So every quarter, 2% back on what you've earned. It just depends on how much you're actually spending. And folks that are super, super good at CVS, you're not gonna get much at all, which is fine. You haven't paid much. I'm not gonna complain at all. You used to be able to print coupons from the CVS website that were exclusive to CVS that could be used with manufacturers' coupons. Why isn't CVS doing much of this anymore? I have I'm not working for CVS. I can't give you clearly their answer, but my guess would be that I do know that CVS is working behind the scenes on having their own mobile offers, like e-coupon offers that we see Rite Aid have and Walgreens have. So my guess would be that right now they're putting most of their eggs in the development of that, in the building of that, and in the financing of that, because CVS store coupons generally are financed by CVS. sometimes with a manufacturer coming in and giving a little bit of backing as well if they're for national brand products. But they've kind of been on a hold on those for really the last 4 months, 5 months. Don't think we've seen many in the last 4 or 5 months. But I do know they have a goal of getting those e-coupons and the whole e-coupon system out by the end of the year. So hopefully when that happens, that will open up a whole new way for us to start to save and a whole new batch of store coupons as well. I purchased 2 newspapers and one didn't come with Procter & Gamble coupons this week. Is there anything that you can do about that? It depends on where you got them, Lisa. Most newspapers, most local newspapers would tell you that they only guarantee coupon inserts to subscribers. Procter & Gamble inserts especially are not printed at your local paper. They're mailed to your local paper. And when they run out, they run out. So they try to guarantee that subscribers get them in their papers. And then after that, they make it into paper boxes. But eventually they probably will have some that don't have Procter & Gamble inserts and others that did. If you really, really wanted more of that, that's where I might head online and try to find some whole coupon insert sites that would just direct sell to you that insert. And a lot of them by the insert only charge 50 cents. So you could hop online, you still have to pay the shipping, but the actual insert itself is only gonna cost you 50 cents. Not too bad, but I know it's frustrating to grab a paper and it not be in there. I would recommend if you're ever buying from a paper box or even a grocery store, they always check. Make sure all the inserts are in there before you check out, whether it is that they ran out or somebody stole them. You never know which one it is. But on this week, if you had all your other inserts and not a P&G, because there were 3 inserts, my guess would be that they ran out of the P&G. The other ones tend to be printed locally, but not the Procter & Gamble's. It's just one way that they kind of can control their coupons a little bit harder. Okay. I know this is unrelated to groceries, but have you found Black Friday deals worth it? Or are they about the same as other holiday sales throughout the season? Have you found better deals on the same items at a different date? It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Black Friday is going to be the best day for you if you want large electronics, some DVDs, not a ton. It can also be really good for appliances. Don't know if that's on your Christmas list or not. And that's really it lately. We have seen, I guess, small kitchen appliances too for Black Friday tend to go over really, really well. Most year we actually saw beat their Black Friday prices after Black Friday because stores got desperate. So some of it's playing it by ears. We don't know what the Christmas market's gonna look like, how many people are gonna go tearing out on Black Friday or not. But I will tell you, I expect this year to be very similar because Black Friday is very late. Last year it was late, this year it's even later. Thanksgiving is crazy late into the month of November. Black Friday is obviously the day after. When Black Friday is really late, it means the whole shopping season for Christmas is really small because a lot of people don't even think about Christmas until Thanksgiving's over, which is a bad idea in terms of saving money. But what happens for the retailers is they now see, whoa, we have 3.5 weeks, especially for online deals, because you got to still have that whole week before Christmas where they may or may not arrive in time. So we now have about 3, maybe 3.5 weeks for you to do all your online shopping, and they're going to come out crazy fast with deals and to try to win you over. So you've got Black Friday. You also have Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving. That's a ton of online deals. We actually saw Cyber Monday last year beat some Black Friday prices. And then you have another one, which is National Free Shipping Day. And that is, pulling up a calendar super fast, that should be December 18th. National Free Shipping Day is when we see thousands of online retailers offer free shipping. It's the last day for like traditional shipping, no rush, just normal shipping to arrive in time for Christmas. But they also offer coupon codes and discounts and clearances and everything else on top of that free shipping. So it makes for some crazy good deals on that day as well. It's kind of a long answer, but long story short, I don't know that I would put all my eggs in the Black Friday basket. I think you're going to see a lot of other deals pop up that will be just as good, if not better, unless you want a TV or a Blu-ray player, and then you're probably going to be set for Black Friday, or a computer. What would I consider a successful couponing trip in terms of percentage saved? And also, what's my personal best trip ever story in terms of savings? For me, I consider a successful trip anytime that I save more than I spent. For our family, my goal is that we can save around 60% on everything. And I don't mean every trip. You're going to have some trips where you save 90%. But I want to save 60% on the whole budget, including our meat, including our produce, diapers, everything we've got to throw in there. That's a success to me. We did well this month if we can hit that 60% savings. And that's where the savings tracker comes in. If you're using that, that's part of Southern Savers. It's fun to be able to see, okay, we had a really awesome trip and then we kind of didn't have a great trip, but they all balance out and all help you to feel like you did great. Best trip ever. Wow. It'd have to be in CVS, and they all kind of run together. I love, since someone just mentioned Black Friday, love CVS on Black Friday. It's really Black Friday week, and they actually usually start these deals on the Sunday or Saturday night at midnight, depending on when you want to go, of Black Friday week. So you don't even have to give up your technical Black Friday day. Last year we went in, got a ton of stuff, paid maybe $4 for it all, but left with $75 in extra care bucks. I had gone in the door with maybe 10 in extra care bucks. It's like a $61 moneymaker. Actually spent the $4 in the store. That's a fun day. So for anyone that's not shopping the drugstores, learn it now. You have a month and a half until Black Friday, or a month and 3 weeks. Plenty of time to get very ready. But CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid will all have probably 20 plus freebies. And most of them are money makers. Most of them you'll have coupons to pair in with as well. So that would have to go down as best trip ever. I turned around and used most of that money maker to get Christmas presents for my mom. So I kind of burned it all, but it was things that she needed, and she had just lost her job. So I was pretty psyched to have made $60 plus to put towards all of that. And it can be whatever you want to use it for too. I met a man in Kentucky one time who bought a computer at CVS, one of the Craig house brand named computers, and paid entirely with extra care bucks. So you can turn around and use your Black Friday for whatever you would like that CVS sells. There was a coupon in the 914 Red Plum for a free gallon of milk when you buy 4 boxes of Kellogg's cereal. Can I still use coupons on the cereal or not? That is a really tricky one. Normally I would say this is a promotion that the store will run. So buy 4 boxes of cereal, get a free gallon of milk. I would totally say yes, pair in coupons on that cereal with the store promotion or the store coupon. The fact that this is a manufacturer's coupon, if I try to pair in coupons, you have a very strong probability that it's going to beep, mostly because that's probably a coupon from Kellogg's. It's looking for the 4 boxes of cereal. It's not really looking for the milk. So when I try to use coupons on top of the 4 boxes of cereal, that's what this coupon just attached to. Odds are it's going to beep at the register. You can always try, but if they come back and say you didn't buy enough Kellogg's, you're going to know why. It's because it is a manufacturer's coupon and you're trying to use more manufacturer coupons with it. Had it been a store, you would have been good to go. I don't know what stores you have near you. There is a promotion starting up this coming week for Bilo when you buy, I can't even remember now. After I type all the ads today, they get kind of blurry. I want to say it's buy 3 boxes of cereal and you get a free box of Pop-Tarts. So you could throw those together to where I bought the boxes of cereal and I'm going to get a box of Pop-Tarts and a gallon of milk. So find a promotion in the store to throw it together with, or even some store coupons instead of the other manufacturer coupons. I made a mistake while trying to get register rewards to print a second time for me at Walgreens after getting a $3 one for buying toothpaste. I did a new transaction on laundry detergent and used my register rewards from the toothpaste, but forgot to get a filler item that was eligible for a register reward. And can I return the items and do it over so that I get the second register reward? You're making me want to make sure I tell you right. I don't know. I'm guessing this was this week in the Colgate toothpaste deal that is the free Colgate Total. I don't think they had a toothpaste deal last week. And then my next guess is that your laundry detergent was Tide. Oh, that's a balance reward. Sorry, trying to very quickly find your answer. Register rewards don't usually have issues when we switch brands. So in other words, if you bought the toothpaste and then you didn't, but you bought something else, it should have given you the next one unless you did a couple of things. So many times it's repeating the same manufacturer. So let's say that I bought Crest toothpaste. It printed a $3 register reward. And then I tried to use that Crest toothpaste register reward to buy Tide that was also printing a $3 register reward. Not going to work because the computer is going to see that as a $3 Procter & Gamble reward from the Crest. And when I repeat on the Tide, it's going to say, well, you already have this $3 reward. And really you don't. You're doing a completely different deal, but it's thinking you're doing the same deal because they're both the same manufacturer. So Colgate, made by Colgate Palmolive. Trying to think of what they make. I don't think they make Arm & Hammer, but maybe they do. I don't even know that they have a laundry detergent. But I wouldn't want to repeat the register reward deal with something that was made by the same company. There wasn't one this week. So I don't know what week it was for you, but that's the first one, is that you repeated manufacturers that were the same value. The other problem that can happen is that I used a manufacturer's coupon that was the same exact value as the register reward that was about to print. So I bought Tide. Tide was supposed to give me a $2 register reward, and I paid with a $2 off Tide coupon. Sometimes the Walgreens computer will also see the $2 on and assume that it is the $2 register reward that it's about to print. It is assuming very incorrectly, but that is what it does. Walgreens is known for quirks. So if anything, the first problem is that you said you were new to couponing and you went to Walgreens. And we just shouldn't do that. You should just go to CVS. But I know that doesn't solve it. You can try to go back in if you want and repeat the whole thing again, or returning the items, kind of starting over. But I still don't know if it's going to work 100% for you, because it's not necessarily the filler item that's keeping the reward from coming. The filler item is really what you're grabbing so that you can use more coupons, not to make the reward print or not make the reward print. Hopefully that answers your question though. It's just a quirky place to be. So half the time when things don't print or things beep, even the cashier can't help you because they don't know. Which is another reason where CVS, it kind of always works, and the cashiers are great. They know how to make it work. They do their own program. So if things don't work, they can usually help you with it. So maybe you just start over and go there. May not be the answer you want though. Having some trouble with my CVS Extra Care card. I'm new to couponing. I registered the card online. However, when I'm at the store and use my phone number, it's linked to a different Extra Care card. That's kind of tricky. I would recommend that you just go ahead and call CVS corporate. The number should be on the back of your Extra Care card, or if you don't know it, just look it up on their website. Their customer service is really great. and tell them that you need to change the phone number that is attached to your CVS card, and give them the card number that you're currently using and your phone number, so that they can make sure to do that. Now, when they type it into the system, I'm going to warn you, because they're going to pull it up and say, oh, we see a card that's already attached here. Do you want us to link them? Nope. No, you don't. Just want to start over with this card that you have right now, and I don't want it to carry over any of the history that I previously had. So make sure if they ask you if you want to link them, that it's a big flat no on that one. Okay, so that, Brooke, your question was in there twice, so hopefully that answered it. We have like 10 more minutes. If any of you have any more questions, feel free to throw them in there. You guys have had us all over the board, which I love. I'm always glad to answer whatever you have. Brian brought up a great question with knowing when exactly to buy something, and I pushed you to the buy price list. And this is another one where the item search can also come in handy. So just to kind of hit that home again, the item search is part of the Southern Savers app, and it's also a feature that's the big blue bar on the right-hand side of the site. But if you need something today, it's going to tell you where it is on sale in all of the stores near you. But it's also a great way to say, you know, what is a good price for pasta? What is a good price for Tide? What is a good price for diapers? Putting in a date of 3 or 4 weeks ago and seeing all of the sales that we've seen in the last month. You can put in a date much further back, but keep in mind that it's gonna take a little bit for our server to do what you've asked it to do. So just be patient if you put in a date of like 3 months. But it can be very helpful as you build kind of your own price list of what it is that you're willing to pay for certain items in the store. And make sure on the Southern Savers page that you've gone and under your profile, which is on the right-hand top corner, you'll see your name if you're logged in, and profile is underneath your name, that you've told it what stores you shop at, because that way the item search will only return results for the stores that are in your area versus returning results for all 32 stores on Southern Savers. You don't really care that Tide is a great deal at a store that is 7 hours from you. So as long as you do that, you're going to have a really good idea of not only what's on sale right now, but what's been on sale in the past and what a great deal has been on the products that you regularly purchase. And you won't feel quite as in the dark as you get started, because that's probably the hardest part for folks, is knowing, well, when am I supposed to buy it? And how does this all fit in? One other thing I wanted us to hit on tonight for basics is where we should be shopping, because picking the best grocery store is kind of ideal to the whole shebang. Walmart isn't it. Walmart is out. We don't save money in Walmart. We want to be in a grocery store for our groceries, and we want to be in a drugstore for everything else. So everything else in my boat is all of your personal care supplies, all of your cleaning supplies, all of your paper goods, and diapers, baby wipes, etc., all from a drugstore, and groceries from a grocery store. And if you can get out of the grocery store and get produce locally from the farmer's market, like we talked about first, even better, and meat in bulk. But when we head to the grocery store, I still want to go to the store that's going to have the most perks. If you are in the South Carolina, North Carolina area, Bilo is my #1 store. They're also in the Georgia, east side of Georgia. Bilo's #1. They have the most competitor coupons that they accept. They double coupons every day of the week. They just have the best policies that are out there. Publix is #2, though keep in mind that in Florida and North Carolina, Publix does not double. So for Florida folks, you don't have anyone that doubles unless you are near a Hitchcock's, which there are like 10 of them around the Gainesville area, middle of the state, that's it. So Publix is still the best for you, or Winn-Dixie, but Winn-Dixie tends to raise their prices on buy one, get one deals, which is not cool. So Publix becomes #1. They may not double, but they still have a ton of store coupons that I can pair in with manufacturer coupons. Makes for some really good deals. So Bilo becomes #1, Publix is #2. North Carolina, Publix is not #1. Publix is dead to you. North Carolina, it is Harris Teeter, it is Lowe's Foods, Bilo, everybody doubles in North Carolina except for Publix. So tell them that that is not cool with you and go somewhere else. They aren't going to win compared to a 99-cent double in another store. So no reason to be there. My Atlanta folks, you've got Kroger, Publix, you've got a lot of options. Kroger doesn't double anymore. Publix does. We got to stick with the store that doubles. We got to stick with the store that gives us the most perks for our coupons. So if you're ever in that boat, I'm near a store that doubles and near a store that doesn't, we always have to pick the store that doubles. Food Lion, getting kind of low down the list. Food Lion is like right above Walmart. They don't do anything. They don't double coupons. They don't take any, they don't give you a lot of store coupons. You might as well be in another store if you can. If I can't, if my only option is Walmart, then remember that Walmart will price match let me start all over that. Walmart will price match grocery stores within a 50-mile radius. They won't double the coupon or take the store coupon that you may have to pair in with the deal and get one sale over the Walmart everyday low price. That means it's not on sale. So at least price match if that's the least that you can do for all of that. Okay, a couple more questions. Since we're going through lists of stores, Nicole asks, is it ever good to buy at Sam's or Costco? No. You won't get any deals there that are going to be better than you would have gotten on sale in a grocery store or in a drugstore. Most of us feel like if we could get, massive packages of paper towels or diapers that we would have really, really great buys. But those are much better deals in the drugstore world, I promise. You just have to kind of get in there to try it out. Everything else, meat, even produce, folks want to go there and get it in bulk. But I can actually get those prices on sale in the grocery store without having to pay the enormous membership fee. So it's not ever going to pay for itself. Folks do love Costco for their organic line that they sell in their house brand organic line. So it could be that if you're like 100% organic and trying to avoid everything not organic. In my house, I just try to feed you. And we will deal with everything else later. But right now I just need to put food on the table and not be stressed about how we do that. So it would be out for us. BJ's is the only warehouse that I would tell you to possibly consider because BJ's does accept store coupons along with manufacturer coupons. And if a product has 3 individual boxes all gathered together, you could actually use 3 manufacturer coupons on that. Sam's and Costco don't take coupons. So they kind of lose at that point. I tried to search for Head & Shoulders on the item search, but no matter how far back I went, I never found it listed. Is there a proper format to type in that particular product? My first guess, Alexandra, would be that you don't have the email and make sure that you have selected stores in your area. If it's not returning anything, it may actually have that you have no stores. And then try to leave out the ampersand sign and just do Head & Shoulders as one word. So for me, when I do Head & Shoulders, it's actually on sale this week at Rite Aid, Winn-Dixie, Target, and in the Publix personal care flyer. So we have 4 options. You can get it as cheap as 75 cents at Target right now. So making sure that you have those stores listed, you would be able to find an individual sale. If you don't have them listed under your profile, it's not going to show them to you. So that might be the problem, or leave out the ampersand sign. Okay. My local supermarket only doubles 1 coupon of a like item, and then nothing is doubled after that. And I feel like that's pretty lame. It is kind of pretty lame to give you 1 per like item and nothing. So you had 3, I think was what you were sharing last week. That's the joys of living up north though, Brian. I see in your name it's saying that you live in Pennsylvania. You should just move to the south and all your problems would be solved. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear though. It may just be that you try, or I don't know if you have tried splitting things into multiple transactions. So if they're going to be really annoying, then we buy 1 of everything here and we put a little bar behind it and we buy 1 of everything else right behind that. I don't know, but it is very lame. I agree with you. Phoebe wanted to share a deal. She scored and got 50-pound bags of slightly bruised deer apples, as they like to call them, for $10. So ask around, the deals are out there. They are, and that is a great sale for apples. Even if you just freeze them and have them set for sliced apples to put into a pie, they're still edible. People are wanting to give them away to deers. I will eat them too. They just usually are better for baking than they are for anything else. Okay. I think we hit all the questions and we're right at 9:30. So just to remind you, we're not going to have a hangout next week. It's my mom's birthday, and I would be a really horrible person if I didn't spend her birthday with her. But we will continue after that to have hangouts every Monday night. I think for the rest of October, I don't have anything else to do. So I'll gladly sit here with you guys, and we will stick with the 8:30 time every Monday evening. And if you have a topic you want me to cover, shoot me an email. I'm always glad to cover whatever you guys want to hear about. So Jenny@southernsavers.com, and we can go from there. But I will look forward to seeing all of you guys, not October 6th, but October the 13th at 8:30. So y'all have a good night.